Great. Good to see everyone. So we have Shalini with us now. Binal has joined. Wow. All stars are shining bright
Good
on
morning,
the morning
everyone. Good
sky
morning,
of
sir.
India right now.
Oh, your words.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. See, this is one of the pages we read last Sunday.
Hmm.
And there was an activity which was supposed to be done by everybody that you write your own money rules, 5 money rules after the sessions. I don't know if any of you have done it or not. And then practice it throughout the week and then come back and share today morning that what did you discover for yourself. If anybody of you done it, fair enough. If you haven't done it, fair enough. If you haven't done it, better do it this week. This life will not wait for you. Okay. So even money also won't wait for you. So you become a channel for money energy to flow and then work out what do you want to do with the money which is coming to you.
Yeah.
Money rules. Okay. So if anybody have done it, you can share
Yes.
your experiences.
Yes.
Otherwise, you can just go ahead.
I could share mine.
Yeah.
Now, first thing is, I would like to link it to lifespan. Initially, when I was not earning, then my attitude towards money was different. Today, since we are no longer I am no longer in my 20s or 30s, so my attitude towards money is different. And money now has lost its value for me because there is something else which is my purpose in life. So money, which had a lot of which would be fulfilling your material needs. I'm beyond that now, and I think that life should not be obsessed with money. It should be obsessed with something else. When you aim for something else, it is a higher purpose, gives you a better perspective towards life. Whereas if you get obsessed with money, then I think it brings a lot of negativity, and all unethical things would come into the picture when you money is your priority. Point number one. Point number two is I would like to make a difference between what I want and what I need, which is linked to money. If I want something, do I really need it? This is what money should be. Two. Third is I judge every resource which I want to spend, because I have grown up with an idea that money is Lakshmi, and Lakshmi is the base of life and finance. So that is point number three. Point number four is if I feel it irrelevant, then I don't spend money. So whether others call me stingy or spendthrift is irrelevant to me. That is my attitude towards money. Thank you.
Wow, that's great. Anybody else would like to share about your experiences of last 1 week? If you have done it only last 1 week, otherwise there's no point discussing. Okay, नहीं किया तो कर लेना इस हफ्ते. Because we are reading this book and somebody thought about this almost about 8 years ago, because this book was published in 2017. And as at least as long as we are reading this book, I would strongly recommend each one of you to stay aligned with this book for some time and see what difference you can make for yourself. Okay, so here we go with the reading of today. Let's start from this chapter.
Oh, we
Don't try
re
to think your way out of everything.
do we reread it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll start. Don't try to think your way out of everything. This doesn't make sense at first sight, but when you think too hard, you often come up with bad ideas. That's because you can't actively think your way out of everything. We've all had good ideas while taking a shower. That's because we are not actively thinking. It's good to let your attention wander and stop thinking. This is also a part of controlling your mind. You have the ability to decide when you want to let go of your thoughts. Similarly, similar to relaxing your muscles when you lay on the couch after a tough day, you can let loose of your thoughts. You can do that in you can do you can do that in many different ways. Some like to take a yoga class, others prefer to meditate every day. The medium doesn't matter. I've learned that there are many ways to relax. However, only one thing is critical. You don't need anything to relax but yourself. You don't need yoga, exercise, meditation, music, sense, or whatever it is you said you need. Let go of everything. You can escape your outside world and go inside your mind and find peace. If you can't do that right now, train yourself. Become aware of your thoughts, observe them, and let them go. That's the whole process. You can do that anytime, any place. You don't need a different scenery or class to do things. Let go and relax, and do it as often as you think is necessary. You'll find that the moments you're not thinking are just as important as the times you are actively thinking. Yeah.
Wow. So let us have a quick reflection.
Every time I don't want to talk, let the others talk, then I'll put in what I have come up with the idea. When it's a second reading, the level of thoughts are different.
Mhm. Okay, so who would like to talk
Yeah,
on
this
this?
one is very interesting because
Very, very interesting. Absolutely. This was
yeah,
right.
the part which was most interesting, the last line.
No,
Ah,
This we
sir, your
realize,
audio is not very good. But, please recheck your audio so we'll hear you clearly.
It's clear only, Manglaji.
Hello, how is it now?
Yeah, it's
It's
better.
better now.
Okay. So this part which is saying that stopping is the point where we are not thinking or I am not thinking, then it is as important as much as I am actively thinking. So this happens most of the times in missionary. Just my vehicle is not working, and then I work on it. So that time I don't have time to think. I have to time to actively do something. So there the thinking becomes active and things are getting into the detail of doing the things. So when I am not thinking, I am doing. So thinking becomes in a different way. And when I am driving, say I'm driving my cycle or riding my cycle or driving my uh, motorcycle, at that time my thinking goes in wanders everywhere. So definitely, when I am not thinking, I am just doing things. I am reading. Then I don't need to think. Just need to give myself to the what is going on. Like I'm listening. Then I'm not thinking. I'm just looking into that. So definitely, this makes a very big difference. So like I used to tell my team that आदमी मशीन बंद होने पे ज्यादा काम करता है, चालू रहने में कम काम करता है. So this definitely is making a big difference. तो हम जब कर रहे हैं तब सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है, और जब सोच रहे हैं तब क्या करना है उसके बारे में चलता रहेगा. सो इट्स ए बिग थिंग फॉर मी टुडे. इट्स लाइक ए aha moment for today.
wonderful. Beautiful sharing. Who would like to add to this?
I would like to ask that traditionally in India, in most of our cultures or sacred books, they have said that to relax the mind, stop thinking. And that is why you find what you say, these saints or munis or whatever you call these saintly people went to the Himalayas and they thought of spirituality, meaning they removed themselves, they pulled themselves out of the rut which was troubling them. Troubling them in the sense maybe in a daily life. So these munis have taught us that we must relax our mind. Later on, you'll find in Western psychology, they have taught us that go to the subconscious mind. When you go to the subconscious mind, that means you're shifting yourself from one troublesome worldly thinking to a peaceful level where you think less or you don't think. Of course, our author is trying to tell us that relaxation of the mind means don't think at all. But here they tell you go to the subconscious mind so that you have a peaceful, calm self which will give you more of relaxation. This is what I understand. And the last sentence is, of course, very, very important when he says, you'll find that the moment you're not thinking are just as important as the time you're actively thinking. So it is not just a relaxation, it is, I think, a step deeper than that, that you are beyond all thoughts, whether it is relaxation or troubling or I don't know what. Thank you.
Hmm. Good, good,
सुप्रभात।
good. Yes, go ahead, Sakshi.
मुझे लगता है कि मैं इसको एक फिलोसॉफिकल वे में ऑब्जर्व कर रही हूँ और प्रैक्टिकल भी है वो। मैम ने जैसे बोला ना कि सेंट्स एंड मुनीस जो हैं हमको कहीं रिमोट एरिया में जाके इसको गाइड करते हैं कि दैट वी शुड मेडिटेट और समथिंग एंड टू फाइंड द पीस, बट देयर आर प्रैक्टिसेस क्योंकि वो सब उसी पे फोकस करते हैं कि यथा पिंडे तथा ब्रह्मांडे। इफ आउटसाइड एवरीथिंग इज हैप्पी, एवरीथिंग इज पीसफुल, बट इनसाइड इज नॉट स्टेबल, तो आपको उसमें आनंद नहीं आएगा, आप वो ऑब्जर्व नहीं कर पाओगे। तो इसमें जो राइटर ने लाइन लिखी है ना कि एवरीथिंग डिपेंड्स ऑन योर माइंड, ऐसा भी हो सकता है आउटसाइड बहुत अनहैप्पी हो, अंदर अंदर आपके जोक्स चल रहे हों। और अक्सर ऐसा होता है व्हेन द प्रिंसिपल इज टेकिंग द मीटिंग और द बॉस इज टेकिंग द मीटिंग, उसमें बहुत से लोग, मतलब मैं अपना एग्जांपल दे सकती हूँ, इफ शी इज सेइंग विच इज़ नॉट compatible with me or I am not comfortable in her idea, तो inside sometimes to avoid that I will not show anger or something, तो inside मेरे jokes चल रहे होते हैं कि हाँ देखो भाई ये इस तरीके से सोच रहा है, हाँ ऐसे भी सोचा जा सकता है। तो वो आउटसाइड कंडीशंस आपके इनसाइड माइंड को अगर इन्फ्लुएंस ना करें तो दैट इज़ द रियल पीस। और सेकेंडली इसमें एक और आइडिया है, व्हाट इज़ नेचुरल इज़ ब्यूटीफुल एंड स्पॉन्टेनियस। और इसको हम उल्टा भी कर सकते हैं, जो स्पॉन्टेनियस है वो ब्यूटीफुल है और वो नेचुरल है। अगर इसका उल्टा करते हैं तो वो इमीडिएटली आर्टिफिशियल बन जाता है और वो कहीं ना कहीं इमीडिएट आपको रिलैक्सेशन दे सकता है, बट आफ्टरवर्ड हम उसको फाइंड आउट करते हैं दैट वाज नॉट नेचुरल एंड दैट वाज नॉट रियली ब्यूटीफुल और हैप्पियर।
Wow. Anybody would like to talk on this statement? And saying
Hi.
first person, like I don't need anything to relax but myself.
So this is a very higher level of thinking. But for the common man, I personally think that to enable him to reach that level, you need to sit in a lonely place by yourself, because each one is not so conditioned in a higher manner to suddenly forget everything and go in yourself. So these small things, what they call in terms of sit in a lonely place or do meditation or do relaxation or listen to music, so that it shifts you from a disturbed level to a peaceful level. This is first level of thinking. Whereas the author, when I say he, I mean the author, is thinking that human beings are, we are tuned towards suddenly going within ourselves. But I don't think it's an easy matter. That is why you have these centers where they teach you Vipassana or they teach you meditation. These are ways by which we do it and which the common man is easily oriented. Whereas the author is, I think, they're trying to tell you that yes, you don't need all that thing. But for the common man, it's not easy. It is not easy. Try sitting in one place. And I at least will realize that it takes you a long time to settle to a level where you cannot think of everything. And this is a very deeper level, philosophical level, not at all easy. So for myself, I think I need a lonely place, or I need a little music, or I need some to tune myself to reach that higher level. Thank you.
Mhm.
Here I would like to quote a quotation from Swami Ramakrishna Paramhans. He said that do all the worldly duties, but keep your mind only on that. And that is, you can say, God or whatever, universal power, energy. So, ma'am is right that that focus or that stability doesn't come without practice. Because in Indian culture, it is everything is taught except sitting silently. हम अपने
Okay,
किड्स
so
को भी ये चीज़ मतलब बचपन से गाइड नहीं कर पाते। हम उनको सारी एक्टिविटी 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 हर समय बस एक्टिविटी, लेकिन एक्टिविटी में जो पॉज या एक सर्टेन लेवल पे स्टॉप आना चाहिए। अभी बच्चों को अगर हम 2 मिनट भी मतलब एक जगह पे बैठने के लिए बोलते हैं तो दे आर नॉट एबल टू डू दैट। तो वो 10 मिनट्स या 10 सेकेंड्स से लेकर के 1 आवर तक उसको एक्सटेंड करना पड़ता है। वो इमीडिएट नहीं आता। मैम सही कह रही हैं, उसके लिए प्रैक्टिस रिक्वायर्ड है।
well, again, I will invite everyone to focus on the statement in first person singular number. Do not go outside yourself. Say, I don't need anything to relax but myself. When you say this statement, what comes to you? What do you experience? That is more important. It's nothing about what is happening around you or how people are feeling it or what people are doing. So I don't need anything to relax but myself. Just think about it, feel it, get in touch with the emotion that you're going through right now when you say this statement. Then talk about it. Like, did you notice that you are going against this statement? That I don't need anything to relax but myself. Whereas I'm not focusing on myself, I'm focusing on everybody else. Children, common man, this man, that man, deep thought, high thought, right, wrong. Do you notice that? This is what
फाइनली यस,
the last
फाइनली
statement
इम्पैक्ट
connects
किस
to.
पे आ रहा है?
This
ये
is
उस
where
पे
the last
फोकस कर।
statement connects with. You'll find that the moments you are not thinking are just as important as the times when you're actively thinking. इसको भी आप फर्स्ट पर्सन में पढ़ के देखो कैसा फीलिंग होता है. I find that the moments I'm not thinking are just as important as the moments or times I'm actively thinking. Okay. Anybody else would like to just speak on this? I don't
Yeah.
need anything to relax but myself.
So, the author says it in the first line itself that at the time when you are taking shower, or at the time when I take shower,
Mm.
and that time you come up with some great ideas. Even we have listened so many times that most of
Mm.
the experiments,
फर्स्ट पर्सन में बोलो
Einstein,
मनीष. फर्स्ट
yeah,
पर्सन में
most,
आई
yeah,
को
when I
रख के
take,
बोलो कि मेरे साथ ऐसा होता है, मैंने ऐसा देखा
hmm.
है. This is what I do.
And I want to quote the example of so many stories we have listened from the good scientist or like Einstein. It is said that he was in during his dreams, he come across so many experiments and so many formula. So he was not actively thinking at that point of time. He was relaxing, but at the same time he was getting so much creative part of his mind. So uh, we can quote, yeah, we can say like this line is, I need myself to relax. I don't
Mm.
need anything else like yoga, exercise, meditation, but I need myself to relax. I have to be there all the time.
Mm.
And that is what happening. Best of the experiments in the world is happening when
Mm.
you are not thinking about them consciously, it happens spontaneously. The sudden thought
Yes.
struck in the mind of those scientists in their dreams or in their subconscious, and then they come across with so many good things. So that is what I
Great.
took of this. Yeah.
Great. So again, the focus went outside. Focus went to you. Focus went to we. Focus went to Einstein. I don't need anything to relax but myself. How come I am thinking about everything else? The moment I'm thinking about everything else, I'm distorting. NLP, communication model of the mind. I believe you are getting it right. Good. Let's go ahead with the next chapter.
Can
So
I
I
add one word? Can I add one word sentence out here? Is there a connection between the body, mind, and nature? Because when, say, for example, XYZ person is having a bath, just now you were mentioning these great people. So when you are concentrating on your body, automatically, in the sense, there's a connection between the mind and also the natural resources like the water helps you think in a calm and peaceful manner. So is the author trying to say, or you are trying to say, that there is a deep connection between the body, the mind, and natural resources? Nature, by resources I mean nature, like water. So there is a connection, and hence the person who is having a bath is shifted it to a different level, and so the thinking is also of a different level. Is there a connection? I don't know. I personally think that there is. And so these great people, when they are having a bath, they think of it.
The crux is that they are relaxed. That is
Yes,
the most important thing. That is the most
yes,
important thing. Whether you are
yeah,
in connection with the nature or not, they are relaxed. Their mind was relaxed. The
yeah,
example which was given in the chat by Vasudev is the Archimedes Eureka moment. That came only when he was taking the bath. He was in the tub, and then only he realized this Eureka moment for him.
yes. So nature helps you relax, and that is what it is. Thank you.
Again, the
A
answers that
single
you're
question can
seeking,
also help, sir. Whom you
yes,
want to relax.
the answer that you're seeking is all hidden in this one statement.
When the
Yes.
best ideas come to me when I am alone, like when I am on my cycle or I am walking alone, then the things that come out in the mind are totally different from what when I am doing it on the paper, on the book, when I'm actively thinking. So when I let go the thoughts to it itself and give it to the nature or give it open, it's free. Then they are in search of different kind of thoughts, and then they connect the dots. Like the earlier one of the lesson where I had attended this session, it was connecting the dots. So these dots get connected when I keep my mind open to active thinking. I let go of thoughts and then allow other thoughts to come up. And that is the time I feel that energy and relaxation. So I used to do this lot of daydreaming, I can say, while I used to cycle a lot during my days as a college boy. Then after that, presently, uh, walking, when I am walking, I do that. So many times I don't even switch on music while I walk. I just leave it as it is to allow my mind to think by their own terms, to allow my mind to get into थिंकिंग मोड सोचो क्या होगा क्या करना है आगे क्या करना है कैसे करना है या कुछ नहीं करना नहीं चलो बहुत हो गया अभी कुछ नहीं करो so all these things keep on thinking then I have this habit of thinking in different languages so sometimes I think in Marathi sometimes I think in Hyderabadi Hindi sometimes I think in Chester Hindi more the one that is spoken in UK and UP. Then sometimes I think in Bangla, sometimes I think in Marathi, sometimes it goes in Telugu. So when that language changes, the thought also changes in my case. And when I speak in English or think in English, it is more like a system driven, like it's more professional kind of things that come in place. And when I speak in Marathi, it is more personal that comes out. And this I have seen, and you can see it practically. Those people who understand Marathi, they can see the interview of Sonali Bendre in Marathi and a similar interview of Sonali Bendre in Hindi. She speaks more professionally when speaking in Hindi, and she speaks more personally when speaking in Marathi. So this was one, like she says that मुझे मराठी इतनी नहीं आती है, and but when she started speaking Marathi, her thoughts and emotions were different. I don't know what happens to others, but I have felt it, and I have seen some other person do it, like, and that's what I felt. So you, those who don't have the blessing of having too many languages in life, that's a different story. But the language that you speak at home might be slightly different from what you speak in on the floor or in with public. So when I think in my own personal language, that gives more emotional touch, and when I speak in a language for the world, then it gives a different thoughts are different, and this happens to me a lot, and I can clearly distinguish it. So that's my personal take on this.
Great. Fantastic. Thanks for sharing, Vasu. I'll just add one thing to this. The way I look at it, that when I don't need anything to relax but myself, I am at my ultimate moment of meditation. If you really need to ask yourself whether I'm meditating or not, I just ask myself that do I need anything else to relax but I myself? If the answer is yes, then I'm not meditating. I'm thinking about something else. So that's my way of putting it. Who would like to read next?
Can I?
Yes, Binal, go ahead.
I'll add last point from the last thing which we had.
Mhm.
Like Amitabh Bachchan always said कि कुछ दिन तो गुजारो गुजरात में. I'll tell कुछ time तो गुजारो अपने आप के साथ.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
Yeah. So be unconventional. I've I've grown to hate conventional thinking, not because I want to be a different, but because conventional thinking gives you conventional results. I don't like that. And if you like the conventional results, you wouldn't be reading this book. Let's examine decision making for a second. The most conventional decision making, this conventional method for decision making is to create a pros and cons list. Benjamin Franklin is the first who documented this method. He wrote about it to his friend Joseph Pres- Presley in a letter to him in 1772. And today we create these lists all the time. What are the pros and cons of quitting a job, break up with my boyfriend, taking the job offer, buying a new car, starting a business, and then we take a sheet of paper, draw a line in middle of it, and start listing the pros on the left and cons on the right, or vice versa. Even though I like the simplicity of the method, I stopped using it after one of my friends recommended me to create one of the list where my first relationship hit a rough patch. I actually made a pros and cons list for breaking up with my then girlfriend. When I think about it now, I'm ashamed and it didn't even make any sense because there are always factors that by themselves overweighs all of the other factors. Nearly all the pros and cons lists for relationship are the same. Pros of staying in a relationship. Having someone to share everything with. You can have sex, go on holidays, etc. Cons of staying in a relationship. Less free time for myself, getting in fights, going to in-laws, etc. It's always the same and it's not useful. The same is true for quitting a job. You hate. The pro is that you are free from a bad job. The con is that there's a lot of uncertainty. It's time to break free from the conventional thinking. Instead of binary thinking, start thinking more abundantly. It's not this or that in life. You can have this and that. I always thought I had to either quit my business or take a job. And also many of my friends think you should quit your job to start a business. Whoever said these things? It's always this, yeah. When my business wasn't growing a few years ago, I just took a job at a large IT research firm. I did both things. I ran my business in the evenings and weekends and sometimes during the day. And the rest of the time, I did my work for the firm. And you can start a business while you still have a job. That's what I mean when I talk about thinking outside the box. We always limit ourselves by narrow and conventional thinking. We we always want to stay within a box. That's because we never take a step back to look at the larger picture. Take a look at the drawing below. Think outside the box. If you are standing inside the maze, you will probably start walking towards the middle, right? That's what you should do when you are in the maze. However, this maze is different. The prize is not in the middle, it's outside. It's outside the maze, but you can only see the goal if you take a helicopter view. It's impossible to see the goal from within the maze. And yet, how most of the us live. We do things conventionally because that's how it's done. When you stop doing things the way they are done, you will start doing things how you get it done.
So, Binal, what's your thought on this?
This is real and this is very true. We are inside the box, and that's why we are sometimes unable to get out of our own mind. So, this
I am not
maze is
inside the
not just
box.
okay. That's great. That's great. Yeah.
What where you are,
Uh,
you tell about you. Don't think what I am thinking.
okay. Okay. I am inside the box, and that's why I am not able to think anything other than that. And I have caged myself since many years and was not able to see the abundance which is outside the box and had that helicopter view. And this maze is helping to see what is power outside the box, like a elephant with a chain, for example. So this is wonderful. This is really wonderful.
Mhm. So, where is the box?
Inside the mind.
So mind is outside the box, right?
Is it that decision making, what he's talking of, keeps on changing from domain to domain? Because there are times as an individual, I have been taught, and we, in the larger sense, we have been taught by our family members, by society. In that sense, I mean we. But you grow up in a manner where certain things cannot be questioned or should not be questioned. So this is a one way, like for example, my culture, my pride, my family lineage, my heritage, which has taught me to think in a particular manner. will help me lead a life in certain domains. But here he's talking in terms of think outside the box, where today, due to new situations in terms of economic, political, social, uh, new aspects which the society has offered me, I need to think differently, and hence I need to think outside the box. But if in every domain I'm going to think outside the box, then I think I lose out on culture, respect, family values also. So I am just asking these questions that can I think outside the box in every domain in decision making, or in certain challenging situations only? Thank you.
Okay.
How many of
So,
you think that Adi Shankaracharya would have been out of box?
Since
What
I'm
did
a
you ask?
social being, I always just question everything in life.
Yeah, that's what Hinduism tells you, to question everything.
Uh, so, do you think Adi Shankara was out of box? And how do we revere him today?
I think
Wow.
rebellion element is must for that.
So all our Hindu scriptures start with a question and answer. Bhagavad Gita is a question asked by Dhritarashtra, then it goes, Arjuna keeps on questioning, and then we get the Bhagavad Gita as a result. Right. So,
Mr. Vasudev, good
yeah,
morning.
good morning.
Devashri here. Uh, can I add something here?
go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Pinaki. Good morning, everyone. So I came across a quote where it was written, don't think out of the box. Don't think out of the box. Think as if there is no box. It was fantastic, and this quote has made a tremendous impact on me, but I'm not able to understand as to how to go about it in specific situations of my life. I've been still trying to, this is like been months back I have delved like upon, sorry, I have bumped into this particular quote, but I'm still struggling as to how I could actually implement it and what it exactly means. So, could any of you please throw light upon this? I'm still struggling, but I'm so attracted to this thought. It's impacted me in a big way. It's playing on my mind continuously since then.
Can I give a different perspective, Pinaki?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I attended one training in IIM Bangalore for a week 3 years back, and that point of time they told me to. They gave a problem. I don't remember exactly what was the problem, but they told categorically that you should think inside the box. Don't think outside the box. There are resources available with you within the box or within the circumstance given. You have to think in that also. So that is the different perspective which they have given. So there are different perspectives. Maybe she is saying that there is no box. That in one training I was told that you think inside the box, don't go beyond that, and come out with the solutions with the resources available to you. And there is one more perspective which is given in this book. So it maybe everything can be right based on the situation. So sometimes you have to work within the resources available to you, that is inside the box, and sometimes you should come up with the solution which is not thought of earlier. And that is how many experiments are done, many new creative things are being done. And we have seen at the time of COVID, new things, a lot of new things come up. And one of the things which we are using today,
This
is Zoom.
shift.
That is
And how,
basically out of the box at that point of time. So it's based
sorry?
on the situation.
I'd like to share one thought. In case I keep I, because Pinaki sir saying use I, so I'm using I. If I keep questioning every aspect of life and all that has come down to me in terms of convention, culture, tradition, then would it affect all my relationships in life? What is fundamental? Just questioning everything or sacrificing to not have good relations with everybody? I mean, in a positive manner. So, is it just questioning everything that you cannot live without I cannot live without relations in life. So I need to adjust, understand, tolerate, sacrifice. All these are aspects of relationship and love. So, am I questioning everything? Then what is the human being? So, in which domain does he speak of decision making to be useful? If I link it to certain domains, it is good. If I link it to certain domains, it is not good. Like, for example, if I want to take up a challenging career which is, let's say, unconventional, then yes, decision making would help me there. But if I start questioning everything what I have been told, everything, then I think I would develop a certain disrespect. And when I develop disrespect, my relationships will fall thumping on the ground. And I think that would give me a lot of unhappiness. So what life demands is very different from career, personal life, professional life. This is what I think. Thank you.
Dr. Rajkumar, you wanted to add something to this. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, this inside the box, outside the box, we use very often, but I'm not very clear. So I wanted more understanding on this, maybe more examples on this.
Okay, let me put this in this way. So, what are you clear about till now? About inside the box and outside the box? What is clear for you so far?
Inside the box is the traditional method. Matlab, it's not clear, my uh, understanding, this phase we use, but matlab, nothing is clear about this. I know there is a box, that's all.
I think by inside the box means what has come down to us in the larger sense, not I, in a traditional manner, conventional way of thinking that this is the question, this is the answer. Don't question it. Don't judge it. This is inside the box, which has uh, been the one of the ways of finding solutions to whatever problems or issues a person has in life, whereas outside the box is new ways. But I think these new ways are relevant because social, economic, political, psychological and financial conditions are different today. So I need to think outside the box, new ways of finding solutions to traditional problems, whether it is my personal life or whether it is my professional life, whether it is my emotional life, relationship, or I think in terms of spirituality also. This is the way I understand what is outside the box.
Mhm.
Finding new solutions based on new situations, new circumstances to the same problems. Rajkumar sir, you're too big a person for me to answer your question. My little thought I'm sharing with folded hands. Please, you're too big a person for me to
या
answer your
वेरी
question.
नाइस पिक्चर आई वाज एडिंग टू इट कि ये शायद इनोवेटिव और सॉल्यूशन बेस्ड थिंकिंग पे बेस्ड ये चैप्टर है वेदर इन रिलेशनशिप और इन प्रोफेशनल लाइफ फॉर द प्रोग्रेस आप किसी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड सिचुएशन में है व्हाट कैन बी द इनोवेटिव वे ऑफ थिंकिंग टू कम आउट ऑफ दैट प्रॉब्लम वेदर इन रिलेशनशिप और इन प्रोफेशनल लाइफ जैसे FELD ग्रुप है उसको रन करने का वासुदेव सर ने स्टार्टिंग में क्या मोड रखा उस मोड से आउटकम हमारे अकॉर्डिंग नहीं आ रहा था प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही थी, उन्होंने उसमें थोड़ा इनोवेटिव वे ऐड किया. अभी रेगुलरली ही इज़ डूइंग दैट. तो न्यू प्रॉब्लम्स, न्यू सॉल्यूशंस और इनोवेटिव थिंकिंग, इन तीनों पे बेस्ड ये मेरे ख्याल से चैप्टर है. और वो थिंकिंग तब आती है व्हेन वी चंक, हम चंकिंग करते हैं प्रोस एंड कॉन्स. अच्छा अभी ये रिजल्ट आ रहा है तो इसमें मुझे क्या सुधार करना चाहिए. जस्ट लाइक मंगला मैम वाज सेइंग कि रिलेशन वाले डोमेन में हम इसको अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते, पॉजिटिव वे में मेरे ख्याल से वहाँ पर भी कर सकते हैं कि इफ़ अ पर्सन इज़ हैविंग सर्टेन काइंड ऑफ एटीट्यूड टूवर्ड्स मी, तो हम उस पर चंकिंग करके उसका एक इनोवेटिव सॉल्यूशन निकाल सकते हैं कि अच्छा ठीक है. और वो इनोवेटिव वे समटाइम्स साइलेंस भी हो सकता है, डिस्टेंस भी हो सकता है, या सम पैम्परिंग भी हो सकता है, थोड़ा अपनी तरफ से रिलैक्सेशन भी हो सकता है उस रिलेशनशिप में. तो इट इज़ बेस्ड ऑन इनोवेटिव थिंकिंग टू मेंटेन अ noviceness or newness in that thing.
Thank you. I think I got a clarity.
So we are too small to answer your big question. Your
Well,
thoughts are very, very nice.
Thank you.
see, let me put it this way. The most important question is, where is the box?
Mhm.
Okay. And you might say it's inside my brain. Inside my skull, there's an object called brain, and everything is happening inside that object or inside that instrument. So the box is there. It is boxed inside that box. Okay. The question is, where have you put that box? The answer is, it's if you just look back, you can find the box there. It's all in the past. And when you're looking forward, when you're looking to the future, you're actually out of the box at that point of time, because all the new things are coming to you. उसमें से क्या क्या आप उस बॉक्स के अंदर डालेंगे, that is your choice. That's what NLP says. The model of the communication model of the mind says that everything which you are getting, or the kind of thoughts which are coming to you and me today, 95% of them are repetitive in nature. These repetitive thoughts are coming from inside that box. 5% of the thoughts are new. These are the thoughts which are coming from outside the box. और उन 5% thoughts के लिए हम करते क्या है? We do three things. One is, the first thing that we do is we delete it. Okay. So I'm using the word we because that's what NLP says. That the communication model of the mind. That's how the mind works. So we delete. What we delete? A big chunk of it. Okay. And like almost a small fragment of it is what eventually we focus on the new thoughts. These number of thoughts is close to 7 to 9, not more than that. And out of the 7 to 9 thoughts per minute which we receive or which we think of, the next thing that we do is we distort it. What is distortion? Distortion is connecting it with whatever I have in that box. उसके साथ कनेक्ट करते हैं हमारा पास्ट एक्सपीरियंस के साथ, हमारा what are the knowledge domain that we have that Manish was talking about, that the resources that I already have access to, है ना, वो हो गया distortion. And then comes the most tricky part. Distortion करने के बाद जो हम काम करते हैं, that is what we do or we say using the word we, है ना, हम उसको generalize करते हैं. हम सोचते हैं सब लोग ऐसे ही सोचते हैं. हम सोचते हैं कि जैसे मैं सोच रहा हूँ वैसे ही सब सोचते हैं, जैसे मैं कर रहा हूँ वैसे ही सब करते हैं. And
So can you explain this aspect of
we
distorting? Is it
distorting is just like meaning making, connecting the dots with the experiences that I already have. So like if I ask all 16 of us to write say 5 words on the word called problem, we'll have 5 different words by each one of us. And if I do it today, if I ask you to do the same thing after 2 hours, you will find 5 different words. Then again I ask you to do it before going to bed, you will find 5 different words. So every moment it is changing. Why it is changing? Because it is getting distorted. You are distorting means you are connecting the dots with whatever you are perceiving at that point of time. And that's why the first presupposition of NLP says, or the belief of excellence of NLP says, that every human being has a unique model of the world. And the second one says respect it. And so, so whatever I'm saying is according to my model of the world. Whatever Darius is talking about is according to his model of the world. Whatever you guys are talking about is according to your model of the world. What is most important in this chapter, what I discovered is figuring out that where that box exists. If I can't see that box, then I won't be able to connect the dots with whatever we mentioned in this beautiful chapter, small chapter. So observe that how you are staying outside of the box because you are looking into the future, and what is happening when you find anything there, you are connecting it with the data which is already there inside the box. What Darius is talking about is that whatever conventional thinking gives us is a question of yes no. मैं करूँ ना करूँ, मैं अभी जो बोल रहा हूँ ये सही है या नहीं. So we are into that yes no domain. He is suggesting कि आप ना और छोड़ के एंड करके देखो कि मुझे ये भी चाहिए, मुझे वो भी चाहिए, मैं कैसे दोनों को कर सकता हूँ. And just see what is possible. So there may be certain things possible, may not be certain things possible, but don't take a decision based on or. He said he is just suggesting that take a decision based on and. देखो क्या होता है, अगर कुछ फर्क आता है तो nothing like that. In certain areas of life, you definitely need to apply this and thing. Where he gave one classic example that I want to continue with my job at the same time, I can think of starting a business. It is not that or thing. So कहाँ पे and कहाँ पे और use करना है, that is just he is asking, he's just suggesting कि आप सोचो. Actually you ask yourself that what I am thinking right now, how it is connected with whatever wherever I am going, whatever I want to become. And yes, asking questions. Yes, Mangala ma'am, throughout the day we are only asking, we are only doing one activity, and that activity is asking questions. हर कदम पे हम सवाल ही पूछ रहे हैं और कुछ नहीं. ये करना सही है नहीं है, क्या मुझे जो समझ में आ रहा है वो सही है या नहीं है. Like Dr. Rajkumar was asking that I'm not clear about that what inside the box and what outside the box is all about. According to his model of the world, he's not clear. It's okay. Or he might have some other clarity. जैसे मैंने उनको सबसे पहले पूछा कि सर आप क्या क्लियर हो, किस बारे में क्लियर हो about this inside and outside box concept. So I shared my way of looking at it. You have your own way of looking at it. It's not that one sentence that I am not clear. You are already having some meaning attached to it. The question that probably you are asking is that I am not clear whether whatever I'm thinking is right or not. Again, we are getting back into that yes no state. So हर चीज को हम yes no से ही compare करते हैं, and based on that we take the next move. Even distortion, even generalization is also part of it.
So is
That's
it
my way of
the
thinking.
thought which I have of the past, I cannot get out of it? And
Again, you
so
are asking a question, isn't it? So we are living in a world of asking questions only every moment.
no,
And we are
no.
looking for the right answer. Probably there is no right answer. It's the answer that you think, chalo, I make sense to me. So there is no right or wrong answer.
No, what I'm trying to ask is, does it mean that because of all what you said, I am unable to get out of the past, and so no matter what the thought be, I link it to my past, my experience, my observation, my perspective.
Ma'am, you are not trying, you are actually doing it.
Yes, so this is what I'm asking. Is that the real problem in life?
See, whatever you are saying is according to you. You are connecting it with a problem in life. It could be challenge in life also. It's your meaning making. This is the distortion. जो आप कह रहे हो, आप अपने पास के साथ कनेक्ट करके खुद को पूछ रहे हो, is this a problem of life? So problem, life, they are all different words, different emotions stored inside each person's brain in a different way altogether. For some people, there are problems in life. For some people, life itself is a problem. So it's all about the words that you are using in your communication to express your perception about whatever you are going through. It's as simple as that. See, tonight I am taking a session at 8:30 p.m. This session is for the parents, and this is the topic of this session is your words design the world for you and your children. I strongly recommend you to attend that session, and you'll find a lot of interesting insights in that session. Beautiful discussion is going on. Let me share the book further. Who would like to read next?
Pinaki, sorry, but then can you just throw light on think as if there is no box, please?
Yeah, Devi. I mean, shall I? What my understanding is, because I'm still stuck with what you said it, and it was so beautifully what you taught it. Because when we listen to other person's perspective, and it make us feel very awe, feeling. Then because see. Think out of box or inside the box, it's just a play of the words. What I think is, how can you do the things differently? So when you said, thinking out of box means a person who has very different perspective on certain thing, and that perspective you have never thought of it, but that person has gave that particular thought. So generally, and when we get mesmerized with that perspective, we think, अरे मैंने क्यों नहीं इस तरीके से सोचा, I wish I could have think out of the box and in this angle also. But when we think inside or outside the box, it keeps certain kind of constriction or restriction. But when we go beyond it, thinking that there is no box at all, because I was into that state few years ago, जब मुझे different perspective मिलता था, and I said I wanted to read some books which help me to think out of the box, right? And that was actually limiting me, बिकॉज मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा था कि ओके आई एम थिंकिंग ओनली इन दिस वे, एंड हाउ कैन आई थिंक डिफरेंटली, एंड आई नीड टू रीड more books on creative thinking and something like that. But with your thought, it gave me a freedom कि इमेजिन करो कि बॉक्स ही नहीं है, एंड यू गॉट अ फ्री विल टू चूज हाउ यू कैन थिंक डिफरेंटली, राइट? क्योंकि एक लिमिटेड कन्वेंशनल थिंकिंग थी कि मिल्क से ही हमें कैल्शियम मिलता है, मिल्क इज अ कंप्लीट फूड. एंड नाउ with the changing time, because the change is the only thing which is constant, and with the changing time, due to the increase in the demand of population, इतना population enhanced हो increased हो गया है, तो उसकी डिमांड भी मिल्क की चेंज हो गई है. नाउ वी कैनॉट हैव वो डिमांड सप्लाई रेशियो सेम नहीं है, सो द मिल्क इज बिकमिंग मोर अडल्ट्रेटेड, या फिर आर्टिफिशियली काउस को ऑक्सीटोसिन हार्मोन्स देकर इंजेक्ट कर रहे हैं, एंड दैट मिल्क इज नॉट बेनिफिशियल. सो ड्यूरिंग आर ग्रैंड मदर्स टाइम दिस फ्रेज वॉज ओके कि हाँ, गायों का अच्छा सा वी यूज टू टेक केयर विद द काउस, एंड द मिल्क इज द ओनली सोर्स फॉर कैल्शियम, एंड इट इज easily available. But now the sattvic movement and everything which we are seeing, it changed our perspective कि नहीं, we can get calcium from 10 different things. Why completely we are depending on milk only? So that conventional thinking has expanded, and now we are looking for the sources of calcium from many other plant-based products. So thinking within box or out of the box, what I think is how we can think differently, right? We can challenge our limited beliefs, and we can think differently, how we can think differently rather than the monotonous thinking. And what gives the Einstein tells us very beautifully, so when you do the same thing again and again and wanted a different outcome, that's the height of insanity. तो आप अगर वही चीज रिपीट करे जा रहे हैं और डिफरेंट आउटकम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं, तो इट विल नॉट बी पॉसिबल. सो यू नीड टू डू सम ट्वीक्स. सो एज पिनकी सेट, खुद ट्राई करो, अप्लाई करो, रिफ्लेक्ट करो. if you are moving in the right direction, fine. If you're not moving in the fine direction, then change your direction. So that tweak really need to do it, and that helps only in your self reflection journey. So take a risk and find it out. If it is working for you, fine, go ahead. If it is not working for you, do the tweak. So this is how the life moves on. You do the thing, make mistake, tweak it, and move forward it. So this is how, there is nothing right and wrong, there is nothing a perfect answer. It is your journey, and you have to keep on experimenting with your life, right? So कोई भी बिलीफ सिस्टम है उसको चैलेंज करो, बिकॉज हम मेरे मतलब फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ माई people in my past has failed in the business, it is not that I will also fail in the business. So I can't go into that belief system that if the businesses have been failed, if I do this particular business and it has been failed, then it will fail in future also. So how can I do the things differently is what the author is trying to tell you, that
come out of the box. Don't do like conventional thinking. Beyond B, if you can think. And in the coaching also, we says that if you are in a job and you wanted to serve others and you wanted to help others, then it is not necessary that you need to quit this job. So sometimes I can do weekends coaching, and Monday to Friday I can do my job also. So Monday to Friday I'm taking care of my EMIs, and Saturday Sunday is what I wanted to truly serve to my purpose of my life by serving others and taking the job of coaching. So don't I'm not quit my job. I will do it simultaneously, and then there will be a certain moment of the time where I'm thinking that my coaching is thriving so well, so then I can quit my job. सो पर वही नहीं है कि अच्छा मेरे को ये करना है पर उसके लिए जॉब छोड़ना पड़ेगा, एंड दिस वी बिकम स्टक. So when we do a conventional thinking, we are stuck in our life. But when we are open to the different people's perspective, we can, take those perspective, try it, see it. If it is working for me, fine. If it is not working for me, okay, take some other thing. So we are not having a rigid mindset. So we are growing, we are evolving, and we are changing. And the change is only thing which is constant. Thank you.
Samita, thank
Beautiful.
you so much for your words. So basically, think as if there is no box is just another variation, right?
Yes.
If I've understood well.
Yes,
And
because you're
yeah,
putting a restriction on your thinking process. And we really need not, I really need not to put that restriction. And I'm just, thinking
correct.
as if there is no boundaries at all. So that
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
creativity scales to that
yeah.
level.
Yeah. So basically, it's infinity, like
Yes.
something like you're reaching. Okay, thanks, Samita. And you have I wanted to say you have a lovely voice. It was great listening to you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Who would like to read next? Yeah,
Me, can I?
yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Don't ask why. I'm a fool with sending emails, especially when it comes to selecting the recipient. I always type the first letter of a name and hit enter. I trust the computer and never check whether the address I have selected is actually the person I want to mail. I am lazy. Often it does not matter and I get funny responses back from people. But one time this simple mistake cost me $150K in business. I was working with two companies on a multi-year consulting deal. Both of my contacts had the same name. Let's call them Wim. One one Wim was an existing client. Let's call him Wim A, and the other was a prospect, Wim B. Both guys wanted the same type of consulting for their companies, but I gave Wim A better rate because he was a loyal customer. However, instead of sending the contract to Wim A, I sent the contract to Wim B. This time I was not an innocent. It was not an innocent mistake. Wimby previously had seen my proposal, which had a higher total price. But when he saw that Wim A got a lower rate, he was upset. Why does get a lower rate? Is that how you do business? He decided not to do business with us. I learned three things. Always double check. Small things can become big things. And don't play favors. There is no use in asking why I made a mistake or why I always lazy with with email. I just was and I was wrong. There is no way to justify my mistake. Never brush important details off and say it does not matter. Maybe it does not matter that you hit snooze every single day, or that you ignore the details of your book, report, or movie. The point is that not striving for perfection becomes a habit. Don't worry about being a perfectionist. There is no such thing. More often than not, people are the opposite. Perfectionism is merely an excuse. In reality, we are scared of what people think of our work. Either way, there is no point in asking why. When you deal with obstacles, challenges, or mistakes, instead think about what you can do to overcome or prevent the things that are holding you back.
So, Manjit, what is your take on this?
Yeah, so like takeaway is whenever we means we have to send mail, we need to check it, double check it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What
And
else?
we don't have to be perfectionist. So like it's okay to make mistakes.
Mhm. Okay. Who would like to add to this? Ankita, Shilpa, Nilesh, Hardik, Shweta.
Rajkumar still
Shalini.
will come up with challenging perspectives. I'm waiting for him.
So, when the author is telling when you're stuck in life, like when I am stuck with my thoughts, like, okay, if some mistake has happened now, what next to do? That time will not know, like, I am constantly thinking of past what happened, or someone said something, or the uncertainty, like maybe in job place, where I'm not sure ki, if my manager gives me negative rating or negative feedback in appraisal time now, they'll only highlight that, but they highlight that of more, and they will highlight less of what you can do better. So now this the answer I got is here, what I can do better so that I can improve. So, that freeze moment of uncertainty or the stability will come. I went through it for a couple of weeks, last 2 weeks, and now I got to know how I can do better, no matter that thought process, no matter how, no matter whoever tells me the solution. I was seeking solution outside or asking the AI, but that didn't work. But when I do it for myself and how I can contribute better, so that is only possible when I go within myself and ask so the last sentence of that chapter,
Hmm.
that is the takeaway for me.
Brilliant. Beautiful. Yeah, Nilesh.
Yeah, perfectionism is not possible in every area of life. Yeah, in one area we can become perfection, but for the other area, whatever you have knowledge, you go with that, and if you do practice, you will become perfect. So
Yeah.
to take action need not to be perfect. In you start doing, you will become perfect. This
Wow.
author want to say.
And
Beautifully put.
I experienced like n- they will not tell us this, they'll only highlight, okay, you have done this mistake, that mistake. And the practice part was never, though this is a solution, but I felt people are hesitant to give the solution. But here, this book, and I'm fortunate for this group that we get solution instantly when it is asked. So that is the blessing of this group. Thank you for everyone.
Interesting. Yes. Who would like to add to this? Hardik, Shweta, बहुत interesting chapter है. You must add your inputs. Shilpa, Shalini.
Also, I need to add one thing that we should not double check everything, or we should not question for the everything. You take your own time to decide what to do, and once you decide, you go with that without thinking. Also, there is one quote: "Think like a human, and do like a machine, because machine never think.
Can you explain that? What do you mean think like a woman and act like a machine?
You take your own time, whatever you want to take decision like a human being, and once you take a decision, you act on it. And when you act on your decision, you don't think about any other thing, or you don't question of your decision. Like machine, once we start a machine cannot think. Like a machine, you work on your decision. Got it?
In fact, the thinking part is what is referred to as give it a second thought, give it a third thought. Double check की बात वहीं पे आ रही है. That before you act, you make sure that the actions that you're going to take is the right one or not, is the relevant one or not. Beautiful. Good. Yeah, Shweta, Hardik, Shalini, Shilpa, सब चुपचाप क्यों बैठे हो?
Shall I share one very interesting thing by Richard Branson? So, and I follow what Richard said very to the core. If someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure you can do it, say yes and then learn how to do it later. So I'm not entering myself into a perfectionism mode. अगर अच्छी opportunity आती है and I feel it very interesting, I do it. I even without thinking कि मुझसे होगा कि नहीं होगा. But after saying yes, then I work on it. I learn how to do it, and then I come up with the result. So I have not made myself stuck कि ये कैसे होगा. So when you are committing, you are learning, and that's how you are giving an outcome. And Nilesh ji, we cannot be a perfect even in the one area because we are lifelong learners. तो किसी भी area में we cannot become 100% perfect. So perfectionism is an illusion. We learn every single day, and make ourselves more adaptable.
Okay, let's move ahead with the next chapter. Who would like to read?
Can I read?
Out the details even more.
Can I read, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
Think about the details even more. I overlooked a small detail and it cost me a lot. But the lesson I learned was more valuable than the business I could gain. Details are probably the most important thing in business, work, sports, art, and life in general. The devil is in the detail. It's one of my favorite platitudes, but I never followed the advice in the past. The main reason was my impatience. I always tried to hurry everything, sending emails, making calls, writing reports, assignments, essays, you name it. I thought it mattered that I got the work done. But I was wrong because things often seem easy from the outside until you start doing them. This book took me 15 months to write. I spent countless hours researching the topic. I also spent hours on writing, editing, cutting, writing more, and editing it again. And then again. I also changed the title 3 times and the subtitle even more than that. My first title was The Art of Practicality. I initially liked it a lot because it sounded familiar. But as I started writing a book about thinking, I also applied the methods to my own book. So I thought, what does the art of even mean? I didn't have a good answer. It took I took that as a sign that I needed to change the title. You know what's funny? My second title was The Power of Pragmatic Thinking. Like a genius, I came up with another generic title, which was even longer than the previous one. Do you know how many books start with The Power of? A quick book titles search on Goodreads with The Power of gave me 83895 results. That's a lot of books with those words in the title or subtitle. One of the things I have learned about writing books is that you must stand out somehow. No one cares about a better book on thinking. Instead, it's likely that you picked up this book because you expected something different. But with the previous titles that I had drafted, I knew no one would think it would be different. 2 weeks before I published Think Straight, I started promoting it on my site and social media, and quickly my readers became excited. Soon emails like these came pouring in. Can't wait for the book. Well done. I am so excited to read your new book. What a determined person you are. I look forward to Think Straight. I love my readers. That's why I am a lot of time to get the right title right. At that time, no one had no one had read the book, but based on the title, readers were already excited, and that was my goal. To everyone who emailed me before the launch, I hope I delivered. Thinking about details is nothing more than doing your job. If you are a writer, your job is to write the best book you possibly can. If you are a designer, your job is to create the best design you can. You are not here to write one book and call it quits, or to design one product and retire. If you want to grow financially, spiritually, mentally, you must revisit the details all the time. Never underestimate or overlook details. If you want to do a good if you want to do a job right, and if you don't, it's better not to do it at all.
Wow. So, Sankita, what's going in
Detailing,
your mind?
it's complete solution. So detailing is important, and um, I'm getting the thought of Einstein and the apple. So nobody thought of Einstein, the apple falling, but he and there were so many setbacks. Nobody believed Einstein. Then how the gravity was discovered. So same way the situation of mine is, uh, like the thoughts. I'm not giving details. I feel, but detailing is very important each time you face some challenge, and asking the right questions as author has mentioned here. So I would also follow the same in couple of days. That is the thought process. Not to get scared of the setbacks.
Hmm. Interesting.
I
Yes.
never underestimate or overlook on myself, and just do it right. That's what I've understood.
Beautiful. Who would like to add to this? What's in the chapter? Beautiful.
Pinaki, can you share your thought on this?
Think straight. And when thinking straight is talking about get into the details, so get into the details. I'm doing a wonderful program, which is a 21-week program. और उसका मैंने टाइटल भी यही रखा है कि 21 questions 21 weeks, and every week we are dealing with one question. And so when I was studying all these successful people over last 3-4 years, I started thinking of what questions they might have asked themselves to become whatever they have become. And so I came up with a list of questions. So it was close to about 200 odd questions. फिर उसको मैंने summarize किया. I applied the NLP modeling technique to figure out, came out with a generic model that what are the questions they must all have asked. Okay, some questions are definitely unique, but there are certain questions which they must all have asked. And the first question which I came up with is the most important one. And the most important one is who I want to become. And उसके साथ मैंने एक डेट लगा दिया. तो who I want to become by 31st March 2026. आगे ज्यादा दूर सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है, but at least वहां पे हमने NLP का एक सिंपल सा टेक्निक अप्लाई किया, which is we call the well formed outcome technique. And well formed outcome technique में सबसे important चीज होता है the date, by when. So this is where the whole game starts. So whenever we are looking into going into the details, the most important question is कि what I want to become. ये मैं पढ़ भी लूंगा, इसको मैं कर भी लूंगा, चलो करने में मुझे शायद आधा घंटा लगेगा, 1 घंटा लगेगा, 2 दिन लगेगा, जो भी लगेगा 2 दिन बाद who will I become once I do this, and how that is going to impact the quality of my life and lifestyle. So this is what I thought about connecting to when I was just reading this chapter right now. That's my way of looking at it. That getting into the details. Yes, you must get into the details. क्योंकि वो आपके लिए कोई करने वाला नहीं है. There's a service in car servicing, vehicle servicing. उसको बोलते हैं details. So they do the detailing of the car. It's a very wonderful activity. The detailing of the car. आप कभी खड़े खड़े देखना what they do in the detailing of the car. So they look at every scratch on the body of the car. इतना डिटेल की बात हो रही है बाहर का, और अंदर का तो पता नहीं क्या क्या डिटेल वो देखते हैं. So this detailing, I think probably came out from this vehicle industry only. Okay, what detailing is all about, and it's an art. आप जितना करेंगे उतना you will become an efficient in detailing on whatever is important to you, whatever matter to you most. So that's my way of looking at it. Anybody would like to add to this? That why detailing is important to you, and what I can do to get into the details that I'm looking for. I'm connecting with the previous chapter. Why or what में क्या फर्क है? NLP में ना बहुत सारे छोटी छोटी नुक्स है, उसमें जैसे एक है, I really like this thing, that question, what makes you think so, is a very powerful question. कोई भी किसी चीज के बारे में कुछ ही बताता है ना, if you really want to help that person to connect the dots, actually connect the dots, you can ask that person, what makes you think so, आपको ऐसा क्यों लगता है? Because whatever you and I are saying is whatever you and I believe. I think that this is real. That's how the brain works. Everything that you and I say, we believe that this is true. And if I say this is right, मेरे हिसाब से वो right है. If I say this is not right, मेरे हिसाब से वो not right है. If I say this is wrong, मेरे हिसाब से वो wrong है. अगर मैं बोले this is not wrong, वो भी मेरे हिसाब से ही है. So not wrong and right may or may not be the same thing. Similarly, not right and wrong may or may not be the same thing. But it depends उस वक्त मैं किस हालत में हूँ, मैं किस कंडीशन में हूँ, and what I want to achieve at that given point of time. In fact, every moment we are only focusing on one question, who I want to become. इस सवाल का ये जवाब देके ऐसे चैलेंज करके मैं क्या बनने जा रहा हूँ, बनने जा रही हूँ? Always these are questions that you and I am asking throughout the day. Every time we are arguing, we are sharing our points, we are putting our way forward. The only question that we are asking ourselves, who I want to become. मैं क्या बनने जा रहा हूँ अगर ये मेरे लाइफ में हो जाए तो, है ना? You know, there are many politicians or जिनको वो कभी कभी पूछते, डू यू नो हु एम आई? आपको पता है मैं कौन हूँ? तो वो उसको खुद पता नहीं हो कौन है, इसलिए किसी दूसरे को पूछ रहा है। खुद का डाउट है। So ask him what you want to become when you're asking this question, है ना? उसके पीछे भी एक मकसद है, what I want to become.
एक एड में भी था, एक आई थिंक चाय की या किसी की एड में था, मतलब एडवर्टीजमेंट में कि ये भाई साहब भूल गए, आप जानते हो, मतलब लाइन में खड़े थे लोग, एवरीवन, मतलब, एंड वो बोल रहे आप जानते हो किसको लाइन में खड़ा किया है, एंड शी ड्रैंक दैट शी टी, एंड बाद में उसने पूछा था कि आदमी भूल गया ये कौन है, कोई हेल्प कर सकता है उसको, दैट वाज अमेजिंग क्रंच।
That's what detailing is
लेकिन
all
आप
about.
मैं आपको पता है मेरा बाप कौन है? दैट आल्सो
Yeah,
दैट
yeah, absolutely. Very true. Fantastic. आज श्वेता ने कुछ भी नहीं बोला। श्वेता, शिल्पा एंड शालिनी, एक एक सेंटेंस आप लोग जरूर बोलो।
Yeah, actually, I joined late, so I was just hearing, so I didn't add. So, detailing is really important. As you told, in that I started looking into what I want to become. So, I started writing down. That is giving more clarity and allowing me to see what is missing in my life and add on those elements, and that is helping me to improve in aspects which are really important. Yeah, thank you.
थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू। यस, शालिनी, शिल्पा, सारे एस वाले रुक गए हैं। ओके, डील लाइज इन डिटेल।
Hello.
यस शालिनी।
Sir, I don't think I would be able to say anything about detailing क्योंकि अभी तो मुझे मतलब I'm just observing and listening to all of you. Um, जो मैं अभी सबसे जो मेरा बल्ब ऑन मोमेंट था वो initially when you started, no, that particular line, you don't need anything to
टू रिलैक्स,
relax. या
एक्सेप्ट माई
जैसे
सेल्फ।
वो जो भी एग्जांपल्स दिए थे उसमें वो बहुत ही इट वाज अ बल्ब ऑन मोमेंट फॉर मी कि आई डोंट नीड एनीथिंग टू बी समथिंग, आई जस्ट नीड टू बी विद माई सेल्फ फर्स्ट, क्योंकि डे एंड नाइट कुछ 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 करते रहते हैं, ये करो ये करो ये करो, सो वो करने करने में निकल जाता है दिन, एंड देन एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आई फील लाइक कि ये करना चाहिए था, ये करना चाहिए था मुझे ये करने के लिए। तो मैंने ये रियलाइज किया कि मुझे पहले अपने आप से अपने आप के साथ होना है पहले। सो दैट वाज अ टेक अवे फॉर मी फॉर टुडेज सेशन, फ्रॉम टुडेज सेशन। दो बहुत लोगों ने बहुत कुछ शेयर किया एंड मैं सब कुछ तो मुझे ध्यान नहीं, बट हाँ, आई 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 वॉज एबल टू ऑब्जर्व, and this is my first session, this is my first class that I have attended today, any book reading के लिए, मतलब कोई book reading के लिए। तो I would like to go with the flow, कैसे चलता है। Yeah, thank you so much for everybody for sharing your beautiful insights. Thank you so much.
Good. So you looked into detailing of how this session goes.
Yeah, I was in the observer side, देख रही हूँ मैं, detailing देख रही हूँ मैं, yeah, you can say that.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yes, Shilpa, would you like to add something or continue meditating? Okay, so yeah, Sakshi, close the session. Over to you. We can't hear you, Sakshi. You are not audible. Okay, so let me close the session then. So next Sunday, we will continue from this chapter only. So work on all these chapters. No, Sakshi, you are not audible. Can you just unmute and say you can? No, we can't hear you, Sakshi. So we are actually going through a wonderful experience of a gentleman who put everything in a beautiful book with the title Think Straight, and he also summarized that why kept this title Think Straight of this book. He summarized that what he did before launching the book and what happened after that. And eventually this book went on to become one of the bestsellers, sold more than 1 million copies. So he proved that if you want to become a millionaire, write a book, create a beautiful title, and keep it thin, about 180 to 100 pages. Write short chapters, connect them with life, put it in print, let the world know about it, and then life will take it on. इतना बड़ा opportunity है, and I'm working on that. So if you want to join me on this, I'll share the details. Okay. So have a great weekend. In fact, I would say make your weekend awesome. और साक्षी ने कुछ लिखा है ग्रुप में? अच्छा, पढ़ लेते हैं. So
Thank you.
Thank
You
you. Thank
really
you,
make
everyone.
you really make us think straight.
Sakshi wrote wonderful people, wonderful chapters will make this Sunday most beautiful day of your life. That's the closing line. Thank you.
Okay.
So make your life amazing, make your weekend amazing, make your every moment amazing, and let people see it happening. Then they'll
Thank you
ask.
so much. Really, no words to thank you, sir. It really makes us think straight. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks
What
Pinaki,
is
goes to this guy.
what is the
Thanks
name
goes.
of
इसकी वजह से आज हम लोग सब बैठे हैं, बात भी कर रहे हैं. ऐसा आप भी एक किताब लिखो, हो सकता है आज से कुछ साल बाद आपका भी एक बुक लेके ऐसे लोग बैठेंगे, they will talk about, discuss about their life experiences.
Pinaki,
Opportunity. Yeah.
how do we register for your seminar at session at 8:30?
I'll share the link.
Thank you.
Okay. Make your day good.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone,
everyone. Thank you so
for a
much.
wonderful Sunday.